courtroom doors slammed open. Every head turned. A woman stood in the doorway, calm, unshaken, holding a baby wrapped in cream-colored cloth. Gasps filled the room. At the defendant's table, Billionaire CEO Lucas Grant froze. His confident posture collapsed. His breath caught, because the woman standing there was his wife, and the baby in her arms was not supposed to exist. 3 months earlier, the divorce had seemed simple, clean, silent, no appearances, no drama. But now, the past had returned with a heartbeat. The judge leaned forward. The press lifted their cameras. And Lucas realized, in that moment, that everything he thought he controlled was about to fall apart. Because Evelyn Grant hadn't come back to fight him. She had come back to tell the truth. And this truth would destroy the man who once believed love was optional. Lucas Grant was a man the world admired. His companies stretched from New York to London, from Europe to the Caribbean. Boardrooms bent to his decisions. Markets reacted to his words. Power had shaped him. Success had hardened him. And then he met Evelyn. She wasn't impressed by wealth. She laughed easily, loved deeply. In the beginning, they were unstoppable. Beach walks, late nights, dreams whispered under the stars. But as Lucas rose higher, he grew farther away. Meetings replaced moments. Silence replaced affection. Evelyn waited, and waited. At candlelit dinners meant for two, she sat alone, watching food go cold, watching time pass. She told herself love required patience. She didn't know love was already being replaced. The message arrived late at night. A name she didn't recognize. A tone she did. Evelyn's hands trembled as truth settled in. Lucas wasn't just distant. He was unfaithful. That same night, she learned something else. She was pregnant. The world expected her to scream, to fight, to expose him. But Evelyn chose silence. Not weakness, protection. Through her lawyer, she filed for divorce. She requested privacy. She disappeared before questions could be asked. No confrontation. No explanation. Just a note left behind on marble counters. And a plane ticket home. Lucas signed papers believing the story was finished. He never thought it had just begun. Back in Trinidad, Evelyn rebuilt quietly. She worked mornings at a seaside cafe, watched sunsets alone, listened to the ocean remind her she still existed. As months passed, her body changed. Her strength grew. She carried her child without resentment, without regret. When her daughter was born, Evelyn named her Amara, meaning grace. For 3 months, Evelyn lived as both mother and father. No headlines, no billionaire name, just love. But the past wasn't done with her. The divorce had reached its final stage, and Evelyn knew the truth could no longer remain hidden. When Evelyn walked back into the courthouse, cameras exploded. She didn't flinch. She held Amara close as she entered the room Lucas believed was safe. The judge looked stunned. The courtroom fell silent. Evelyn stepped forward and placed the baby down gently. "This," she said, "is your daughter." Lucas stood frozen. The empire builder, the man who feared nothing, broken by a child's quiet breath. For the first time, Lucas understood what he had lost. Not a wife, family. The nights after the trial were the hardest. Alone in his penthouse, Lucas confronted silence he couldn't buy away. But redemption doesn't arrive loudly. It arrives slowly, in small hands gripping his finger, in apologies without excuses, in presence, in showing up when it mattered, in learning to stay. On a quiet Caribbean beach, as the sun sank into the sea, 3 figures stood together. Not perfect, but honest. Some loves are born in secrecy. Some hearts are called forbidden. But the bravest love of all is the one that survives betrayal, truth, and time. This is not just a story. This is Forbidden Hearts. And if stories like this move you, stories of love against all odds, of broken hearts finding redemption, subscribe to Forbidden Hearts Romance TV, because this is only the beginning.